ex-boyfriend called me and said, "He's back. Leave immediately." I hung up the phone and looked at my husband, terrified. He didn't know my history. He asked me, "Are you all right?" I realized right then and there that I didn't have a choice but to tell him. I said, "I'll tell you everything, but we need to pack up all of our essentials and leave right now." He had never heard me say that before and knew it must have been serious. We quickly packed up our car and decided to go to a hotel on the outskirts of town. In the car, I confessed, Chris was my ex-boyfriend's best friend, and after we got divorced, he started stalking me. He wasn't just your regular stalker. He would go to the most insane extremes just to prove his warped version of love for me. My husband asked, "What did he do?" I hesitated in telling him any details because the stuff was so freaky that I didn't want to remember it myself. I said, "Let's just say he's a true psychopath and lives to inflict the most amount of pain on his victims as possible." My husband asked, "What kind of pain are you talking about?" I responded, "More of the mental, emotional kind. But if he has to make things physical, he has no problem doing that as well." I grew more nervous when he asked, "Should I get my pistol out of my bag?" I thought about it for a few seconds and said no. We arrived at the hotel and I scanned the area for any sign of him. He's pretty hard to miss since he's about 6'5" and has a huge black beard. We checked in and everything seemed fine. Then midnight struck and I couldn't sleep. My husband was snoring away and I was tossing and turning. I went into the bathroom and noticed that the window was slightly ajar. I didn't remember opening it. Now paranoid, I checked the room and didn't see anything. I got back into the bed and saw a shadow right through the front window. It was a tall silhouette of someone facing the window. The sound of rain started pouring on the roof and bright strikes of lightning flashed in through the window. The shadow didn't move at all. It just stood there getting soaked. I slowly got up, quietly snuck over to the side of the window, and did my best to peek out without being detected. I carefully moved the window blind, and with only one eye I could see who was there. It was my stalker, Chris. He stood there with a wicked smile and he was completely naked. The look in his eyes suggested that he had reached a point of madness that has gone even further than it was before. I was horrified. I wasn't sure if he could see me, and I quickly lunged backwards away from the window. I thought, how did he know where I was? How did he find us? He must have been tracking us somehow. I gently woke up my husband and whispered in a panic, "He's at the window." My husband quickly jolted up, looked out the window and saw no one. I blinked my eyes several times, wondering if my fear had created this twisted vision. My husband grabbed his gun and went to open the door to look out. I yelled, "Don't! He's going to be waiting for us." My husband said, "He needs to know that he doesn't scare us." My husband unlocked the door and before he could even open it, boom, the door swung open and busted off of its hinges. Chris stormed into the room and tackled my husband into the ground. My husband's head swung back and he hit his head on the ground, knocked himself out. Chris was still completely naked, stood up and smiled with a manic excitement. He said, "Hello, darling," in that sick, gravely voice. I noticed that the gun had rolled under the bed and I don't think Chris saw it. I tried to run out of the room and he grabbed me before I could get out. He shut and locked the door and said, "I can't tell you how much I missed you. And I know that after everything we've been through, you also missed me." I stayed as still as possible, not wanting to let him know anything. He said, "You're probably wondering where the hell my pants are. Well, darling, I'll tell you. I wanted to reunite with you in my most primal form as an expression of my love for you and what we have shared together. I'm gonna ask you this one time and don't worry. I will give you options. Choice number 1, leave with me right now and we go to Vegas and get married tonight. Choice 2, watch this guy on the floor die. You have 3 seconds to choose. 3, 2, 1. I had to say something to disarm him. I remembered how to do it from the past. I said, "I'll marry you." He smiled, choked back tears of joy. I got up as if I was heading to the front door. Then I kicked him as hard as I possibly could right in the nuts. He keeled over. This gave me a chance to grab the pistol from under the bed and aim it at him. By then the police had entered the room. Someone called them earlier. He was taken away. The truth is, I had a relationship with this man. I wasn't completely a victim. We were together for 6 months before I realized that he was totally insane, but it's easier to just call him my stalker.